and welcome to the Spirit Essence Show. I'm Tara Diana. I'm an empowerment medium, and I provide a platform for people that focus on body, mind, and spirit, the collaboration of the power of three. And I'm so excited today because I have a new friend in my world. This is Zoe Longford Brown. She is from the UK. She's going to tell you about herself in a few minutes. And I am so happy to have you here, Zoe. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. I am so excited to be here and have this conversation with you.
I need to say this. You have the most calming voice, beautiful.
Oh, that's so kind.
I'm listening to you and I sound like that person that comes in and it's just like a whirlwind, like a Tasmanian devil. I'm like, and you're this peaceful, soulful voice. I should get you to do my meditations.
Well, I think the thing that you say that, but I think kind of the opposite. I think you sound so excited, just brilliant, and I feel like I sound a bit flat, but you know, it's all different. It's all different. We're all different.
Really, it's how we see each other, isn't it? It's all about perspective. Zoe, I love the fact that we are collaborating, not only doing the show today, but in some other really exciting events and programs that we have coming up. And one of the things that really drew me to you was the fact that you focus as a personal trainer, as a person that works in the body, on the body. And as a metaphysical, as a spiritualist person, it's extremely important to me that my followers and the people that I work with understand the correlation of the body, mind, and spirit. So, you know, here we are. What is a personal trainer? What is your kind of goal when we talk about personal training? Tell us about yourself and your business.
That is a great question. And you know, I actually don't always, even though my credentials are, I'm a personal trainer, I don't actually always like using that because I don't think it fully goes into what I do, what kind of my business does, because personal trainer, you know, it's about just training the body. But obviously the body is so important, but as you know, there are so many other things that connects that. So I like to think more of what I do is a well-being coach, maybe a lifestyle coach, that kind of side of things, to help people really connect in with themselves, with their bodies, to make them feel better, healthier. And what we do is we really work with women in particular on getting them to whatever goals, health and fitness goals they have. But the main thing is you have to feel good doing it. Your body needs to feel good. And actually, sometimes we're not doing it. Our body's not feeling good doing it, and we're not listening to that. So that's why I love more of the well-being side of things.
I love that so much. I love that so much. Being someone, so it's no secret that I have body dysmorphia and I've had an eating disorder, and I am all sorts of issues in my life that I have worked through and come into a place. So listen to what you're saying. This is the epitome of what the power of three is. It is a body, mind, spirit correlation. And for some, spirit is a tricky aspect. It so doesn't have to be. But when people realize that our body is our vessel to do the work that the mind and spirit has for us, when they realize that we have to work in all three of them, they kind of get a little bit stumped. They're like, okay, well, I know that I need to go exercise and eat well for my body. And I know I need to have a healthy mindset. And then if they only knew all the wonderful things that happen in spirit when you connect to the universal energies and etc. And then they get lost and they're like, well, this is too much work now you're talking about too many things. And for me, as an empowerment medium, it is important that we are working in all ways universally, and we meld it all together. You just said, you know, I want to know what your strongest component and how you work with others is. What is it? You said you love the well-being aspect of it. Is there one particular thing, Zoe, about the mindset that you would like to speak on?
Yeah, definitely. Mindset is such a huge part of it. And I think whenever we think I am going to go on a fitness or health journey, we are doing it because there's something we don't like about our body. And it is, we are going into that to think, I need to change my body. I'm really unhappy about it. And we're already approaching it in a really negative space. We are giving our body a lot of shame, a lot of, and I know you would have felt this, and so many people, doesn't just need to be women, feel this really heavy in the heart when you go into something and you think, I need to change my body because I don't like it. Your mindset is not in a place of health, of well-being, and there's a disconnect there. So that's why whenever you start something and then you find like, I can't keep going, it's too hard, it's too difficult, it's because you're trying to work against you're trying to work against your body, you're trying to work against yourself. So what we try and do, and what we try and do as a coach, is come in there and say, okay, we understand, we hear you, but let's think of how can we love and respect our body more? How can we give it what it needs, nourishment wise, exercise wise, just that love and self-care, so we can connect and reach the health and fitness goals that you've set out that way. So it's something that's a lot more maintainable, and it feels good. It feels light in the heart to approach it that way, rather than from this heavy place.
Oh my God, girl. Okay, everyone watching, we need Zoe here in Canada. This is powerful. That is probably one of the most beautiful ways to put an experience with body. You know what you made me think of though, and this is funny, is that when I first lost all the weight, and I was super excited, and I was still in that losing phase and whatnot, I decided I was going to try everything, Zoe, that I'd never tried when it came to physical activity. So I was climbing 500, 600 stairs up a mountain, and I was doing and I kept finding these challenges, and I found this 1,000 burpees a month challenge. Now, I was like, I'm doing it. I did it, and I will never do a burpee again. I will never do a burpee again. Ever. There is no need for me to do a burpee. Let me say that to you. There is no need. And you know what? I want to say this to everyone. Our journeys are all different, and we will all, like, physical activity does not mean, I love weightlifting. I love lifting weights. I love bike riding. I love hiking. I love all these things. But I don't love push-ups. I don't love burpees. I don't, there's things I don't love. And so trying to incorporate these into you go to like an F45, which is a fitness thing. I don't know if they have it in England, but okay. So, I joined that. I liked it for the little bit. And then next thing you know, you're dropping to do, burpees, and you're up here doing this. And I was like, I'm going back to weightlifting. My point here is that we should do what we love. And if you don't like doing push-ups, I'm here to tell you, friends, don't do push-ups.
Don't need to.
Right? That is the key. So the way you spoke, though, is so powerful, to the fact of how our mind plays into everything. And, as I said, in my world, body is so important, and it's defined me so much in the past. I can, every time someone would say to me, just love yourself the way you are, I felt like that was like stabbing me in the back. It was like they weren't witnessing what I was saying. And what I was saying was, I don't love myself like this, and I need to do the change. And instead of supporting me in my need to change, they were telling me to accept myself the way I was. And that's a mindset, right? They think, I'm sure they all came from a beautiful place, Zoe. I'm sure they're all like, I don't want to see Tara, sad. I have some of the most beautiful of clients, friends, followers who would do anything to make sure that I was sunshine and happiness all day, every day. I didn't feel supported in that statement, right? I really didn't feel supported. And what it did is it made me go back and be like, okay, so now, am I wrong for wanting to be more? What is wrong with wanting to be healthy? Now, another thing that is common, Zoe, and you're just getting to know me as we're becoming friends here, but as I'm very vain. Can I just say that? I'm very vain. I like to look good. I like the hair, the nails, the glasses. I like all that. Rings, jewelry, give it to me, I'm in. And I was sad always in my bigger self. I mean, I still dressed well. I still did the hair and nails. I still did all of that as a bigger person, but I was sad in the fact that I couldn't do more with that. And once I took control of my situation and did the hard work, and believe me, it was hard work, I am able to do more with that. And I'm pleased and I'm happy and I'm still seeking. I haven't stopped seeking. I'm still there, but it's a disease. It is a disease, the body dysmorphia. The negative side of it, any thoughts on the people that say, just be you, and you don't need to change, accept yourself the way you are. And I know they come from a loving place, but Zoe, what are your thoughts on that kind of negative, without them realizing they're being negative, and how it plays with our minds?
I think you hit the nail on the head there, that they're doing it from a place of love. You know, it is a place of, and I think firstly it's kind of acknowledging that and going, I know you're just trying to love me, trying to support me, and I love that you think that I'm enough as I am. But I think it's helping them to understand, and you can help. I don't think everyone can fully understand, so it's maybe setting those boundaries, but it's helping them to understand that this change you need to make is for you, is for your own happiness and well-being. And it's almost saying, thank you for loving me as I am. I totally appreciate that so much. But can you help and support me in this change? Because this is something that's really, really important to me, and really important for, you know, my soul to be able to give myself that. I want to be able to get to, whether it's a, you know, better state of health, you know, something like that. You want to be able to give yourself more. How can you support me more in this? And some people will be open to that, and some people just won't. So in my experience, it's all about, okay, how can I spend my energy with the people who really will support me through this?
Where have you been all my life? I am not kidding you, girl. Your words are so beautiful. Like I'm sitting here and I'm like, you know, I'm a spiritualist here. Isn't it supposed to be? I love this. It's true, and it's true, and I think that deep down, we most of us do recognize that, you know. And so when someone comes and says to me, "Oh my goodness, you've," I remember I did this all during COVID, so I went from being 250 pounds to 144 pounds in this time where no one saw me. So I show up at something and people walk right by me. We were still wearing masks, so that was even more. And then there was this really interesting shock value almost, and like, right, you look so different. And so, and then I'm like, thank you, I think. And as a person, though, it is my responsibility to look into how I take the moment, how I perceive what they're giving out, and work with that. Zoe, why do you think that body becomes so last on the list? Is it time? Is it fear of the hard work? Is it the motivation? Are we all just so petered out now? Is it because it's natural for some and not others? What's your thoughts on this?
You know what I think it is? I think it's disconnection. I think we're so focused on our jobs, our lives, which of course we should be, they're hugely important, but we've got really, really lost along the way of what our body and our souls and everything truly, truly needs, because we're always chasing the next thing. We live in a really fast-paced world. There's a lot of goals we feel we need to be hitting all of the time. And then slowly when you're working, you know, at a desk, I mean, I'm a fitness coach, a personal trainer, and I still work at a desk a lot. And you sit there and you're typing and you're doing things, you're on to the next thing, okay, I need to do this next project. You're not looking at your body and going, what do I need? Do I need to hydrate? Do I need this? I could really do with some movement. And the more we get lost, deeper we go, the more it gets confusing. And then there's marketing, clever marketing. Oh, you just need this shake. You just need this exercise. You just need this. So instead of listening to us and what our body, it can be very clever. It can tell us what we need. We've lost that connection. We're looking for other things to fix it, to make us feel better, rather than looking inwards. And that can be hard. It can be hard because there's so much else going on.
Well, and the thing about the marketing, I mean, it's snazzy. It's grabbing you. I mean, it's half of it doesn't make sense if you really do the deep dive. And so, you're doing all this stuff that and it's countering others. So this says this and that says that. And again, I think it can be very overwhelming for those that are just starting out. As I said, I have 3 dogs, I hike, I do all this wonderful stuff. And even I get caught up in the whole, like, what do you mean I should be not eating for 20 hours a day? I get, then I have to read it and see what it is. So I'm not above any of that. But I do recognize how consuming it can end up being. And that brings me to this. Is there a hack? Is there something that you can give someone who maybe has fallen off their physical well-being bandwagon, or maybe someone that is just beginning, truly just beginning? Is there a hack that you can give for someone to get back in that physical, like, woo, let's go, I need my vessel?
What I would say is you've got to really focus on what the body needs first. Now, if, say, logically, I need to be doing more exercise, I need to be working out 2, 3, 4, however many times a week, but you're sleeping terribly, you're not getting the proper rest, you're really struggling with sleep, and on top of the lack of sleep, you are trying to force yourself to exercise, and your energy levels are low, and everything feels horrible. You're starting from the wrong place. So you can ask your body for more when you're pouring from an empty cup. So what we say to our clients a lot of the time is, okay, let's start with where you're at. Let's think about what is it that you need first to get you to feel better immediately. Is that concentrating on sleep hygiene? Is that nourishing your body more? Is that moving a bit more? And meet yourself where you're at and slowly build up. There is no magic wands, sadly. I'd love to give you one to make everything so much easier. But it is going, okay, how can I meet myself where I'm at the moment and build on that gradually? Or else you're just going to be fighting. If I go, right, I'm going to work out 5 times a week, but I feel terrible all the time now and I don't have time, there's a disconnect. It's not going to work. So you're going to get so much more success and feel better immediately for focusing on what your body needs first.
Oh, that is something I think everyone really needs to hear. Everyone. All of that you just said was so empowering from a perspective of someone who it's yes, I like to work out, but it's not necessarily a natural kind of feeling. So to be able to look at it from the place of where you're at right now in the moment and accept that and say, okay, baby steps, friends, baby steps. That's huge. That's huge. So thank you for sharing that. Let's go back to your 18-year-old self, Zoe. Say, what would you say? What advice would you give your 18-year-old self?
I love this question, and I've thought about it a lot. And I think what I would say to her is I'd tell her that any failures or things that I view as a failure at the time will allow me to grow as a person, as a friend, as a wife, as a coach, as a soon-to-be mother, or allow me to kind of feed into these things and to take those failures not to heart so much, not to carry around that heaviness of you are not good enough, to say you're amazing for trying, let's try again, or let's try something new. Because I think when we're 18, those things, I just remember how various different things hit me so hard and it took me so long to rebuild from them. But now I am so glad they happened, because I am where I am today because of them. So that's what I would say to 18-year-old Zoe.
I love that. 18-year-old Tara is listening. I an 18-year-old Tara is a lot older than 18-year-old Zoe, let me tell you. Congratulations on the new boo-boo coming.
Oh, thank you.
How exciting. This is your first?
This is our first, and we have a wee boy due on June 15th. So I'm currently 6 months, which is exciting.
Oh, good for you. Those days are long over. I have a 21-year-old and a 19-year-old, and now all my babies are fur babies, and that's just fine. That works. So it's an exciting time for you, and this is a great time to be talking about mindset and how we see ourselves and body dysmorphia, even, right? When we talk about that, and just for everyone, body dysmorphia is how you see yourself. Is that a good enough description, do you think?
Yes, no, I agree. Yeah, I think it's brilliant.
So it's those of us that look in the mirror and constantly are unhappy, and let's just put it like that. So is there anything that you wish I'd asked you?
I think the only final thing that I would love to say is that especially as women, our bodies change throughout our whole lives, and we always view that as a negative thing. And obviously that can be especially hard if you do have things like body dysmorphia. You know, that is something that is a deeper thing. But I think we need to celebrate the change in our body more, because what I found, especially going through pregnancy, my body is changing. My body is changing every day.
It is.
And then later down the line, there'll be menopause. My body's going to change again, but it doesn't need to be a bad thing. There's always things you can do to look after and deepen your sense of health and well-being at the time and really support yourself. So I think it's just letting everyone know that yes, things will change and that can be hard, but you can navigate that in a really healthy way that makes you happy on a really deep level. So it's trusting that that's there and working in whatever way you can to help yourself get there.
Oh, and you know, you brought up menopause, and that was one of the things that really triggered me with you is I'm already finished menopause. I've been in and I got out, and it created all sorts of havoc. But I love the fact that when we do that we're doing, Zoe and I and a group of I think it's going to be about 13 other amazing, beautiful souls are coming together, and we're doing a 3-in-1 empowerment program. And Zoe's going to do a whole talk on menopause. And it makes me laugh a little bit because looking at you so youthful, having your first baby, and you're going to tell us about the menopause. I'm there. I'm here for it. Please tell everyone. We all need to hear this. Even myself, having finished menopause, there's so much to it that I'm still working with. So I am excited for that portion of it with you. I am blessed to have you in my life. I am so excited. I get to create new young friends that keep me fresh and keep me sitting in my power. Zoe will be working in the group. She'll pop in periodically to Spirit Essence Collective, which is going to probably be called something else, Zoe, I think pretty soon. I think we're going to give it a facelift, and I'm still thinking about what that looks like, but Zoe's going to pop in there. If you have any fitness questions, any well-being questions, let's put it out there. She is not only a fitness coach, she is a well-being coach, and she is the exact body, mind, spirit philosophy that I speak about all the time, the power of 3, my friends. So Zoe, how can they find you if they want to reach out to you before we do our big program?
Firstly, I'm so excited for the program. I'm so excited to share everything. I think it's going to be brilliant. For anyone wanting to reach me on Instagram, I'm at Zoe_Rose Fitness, and we have a website which is zoerosefitness.co.uk, and also on Facebook, again, you can find us Zoe Rose Fitness Limited. If you just search for that wherever you're looking, you will find me, and hopefully you'll see my face going hello. So you know it's me, and anyone is welcome to drop me a DM anytime, and I will help in whatever way I can.
And we'll have all Zoe's information down below like we always do. So friends, Zoe, thank you so much. I am just so happy to have you up as a part of my world. You know, we meet in various ways and connect in ways that are powerful to the heart. So to Zoe, thank you so much for this time, spending it with me, spending with the viewers. To my viewers, hey guys, stay divine. We'll talk again soon.